Hello everyone, I'm Krasi, and today I will talk about a very important Jupiterian event, and it is Jupiter meeting Ketu in the sign of Sagittarius. I spoke a lot about Jupiter already. I explained you what is my perspective on the events that may occur after Jupiter enters the sign of Sagittarius, sidereal coordinates of course, on November 9th. And I also explained you can see all my videos on Jupiter, also about the specific moments while Jupiter will be invisible. What is this going to mean for us? How will he affect each one of us also on mundane level? But the particular conjunction between Jupiter and Ketu is very important, and therefore I wanted to address this separately. Now this conjunction, there will be exact conjunction, but I will, which is somewhere January 2020 between Ketu and Jupiter, but I will address this conjunction in general by sign, because at the moment when Jupiter enters the sign of Sagittarius, even doesn't matter in which particular degree Ketu will be, we're talking about conjunction by sign, so they are exchanging energies. And I will explain you what, from my perspective, this means. Now, of course, Jupiter is entering Sagittarius, then there will be one moment when he will be retrograde. But we know that in general, from November 2019 until November 2020, Jupiter will be in the sign of Sagittarius. Another thing is, who is, for those who maybe do not know, Ketu is the tail of the dragon, the lunar node, and the lunar nodes are the points on the ecliptic which the moon is crossing. These are very important points, known as head of the dragon Rahu and tail of the dragon Ketu, and actually they are represented on the sky by the big dragon Hydra, or Tiamat by the ancient Babylonians. This is quite stormy constellation, quite large, starting somewhere in the constellation of sidereal Cancer, crossing the zodiac all over until Libra. So it's a large dragon. It is Tiamat, and Tiamat was defeated by Jupiter, Marduk, according to the ancient Babylonian mythology. But what is very interesting here is that at the moment, in November 9, like very soon, when Jupiter will enter the sign of Sagittarius, he's meeting their Ketu by sign. Does not matter that this conjunction will not be exact. Still, they exchange energies. Saturn will also be there, but Saturn will be there only until January 2020. So I'm going to address this issue in general, like Jupiter entering the sign of Sagittarius to meet their Ketu. Jupiter, of course, we know, is entering his own sign, and we've been waiting for this moment for quite a long time, especially for making powerful astrological talismans, but this you can see in my other video. Yes, so, but something very interesting is that Ketu and Jupiter are not enemies. Ketu is considered by some to be very well, to feel very well in the sign of Sagittarius, to be exalted in the sign of Sagittarius. Now, what is the sign of Sagittarius? It is also the Centaurus, like now we have the Archer, the Centaurus on the sky. Also the Babylonians would see him as a Centaurus, and he was a god also with an arrow, also on a horse, but he was two-headed, but the image was quite similar to the image that we know now. And the Centaurus also, who takes the whole sign, of course, of Sagittarius, the constellation of Sagittarius, is also known with something very, very important, and this is the Milky Way. The Milky Way starts, and like the beginning, the head of the Milky Way is from the 5th degrees of Sagittarius, and the tail crosses completely the zodiac. The tail of the Milky Way, the exit, is in the 5th degrees of Gemini. So what is happening is that we know the spiritual value and significance of the Milky Way. It's like a brilliant highway on the sky associated with billions of bright, beautiful spiritual stars where divinities and deities of high spiritual hierarchies are living. And this is the sign of Jupiter. No wonder that Jupiter is associated with empathy, spirituality, high levels of philosophy, um, uh, powerful intuition, and all beautiful knowledges and things. And Ketu is exalted most probably there. I'm saying most probably because I do not have information from ancient texts that Ketu is exalted there, but according to some Indian sources, Ketu is exalted in the sign of Sagittarius. It is also believed that Ketu and Jupiter are feeling well together, and that Ketu and Jupiter is considered the only planet who can actually have some control over Ketu, soften his negative energies, create beautiful like spiritual friendship, and also give birth to spiritual events. Before I give you details, I will tell you that I made research, and the last such conjunction happened in the year was 1889. 1889. And then I was Googling to see what kind of events happened. And I was surprised for good by something. You can easily find this on the internet. I was searching for significant events. And you know what? Statistically, I noticed that during this year, 1889, many universities and schools were founded all over the world. Knowledge, universities, schools, studies. So there was one very significant fire in America, political events, no bad, devastating events apart from this fire I could find. But I found, and it just took my attention, that too many universities and schools were found during this particular year when Jupiter and Ketu were together. So you see, this conjunction can be very productive in terms of philosophy, knowledge, and creating knowledge and spreading knowledge. Now here one thing is interesting is that let's also think exactly what Ketu means. Ketu is the tail of the dragon, and Ketu is associated with our past expertises, and in this incarnation Ketu is not so much interested in achievements. Wherever he is, he's kind of dissociating himself from this particular placement, and he can be a little bit limiting. But not when with Jupiter. When they're together, they have the same aim, and this is spirituality. And it is because Ketu is a very, very spiritual point in the sky, as it is not visible, not physically existing point. And they together can create miracles in terms of knowledge and spirituality. And then the limiting nature of Ketu will not be bothering Jupiter. But here is a big but. Now, Jupiter is empathy. Jupiter is intuition, philosophical knowledge, religion, lofty ideals, lofty behavior, beautiful, pure behavior, abundance. Ketu is our expertise from our past life and our possible limitations. Now, when they're together, Ketu can create certain delays, not denials, but certain delays, like whatever we are aiming to achieve at that point, be it abundance or knowledge, or it can be delayed by Ketu. And it would say that if we are aiming at certain great financial results, we need to be patient and we need to watch for the detail, because Ketu is not going to it's not on a hurry. So also we need to maintain very, very high moral values, especially if we want to achieve what Jupiter is meaning. And Jupiter is what? The main significator of children. Jupiter is also about meaning abundance. He's a joy, beauty. The most beautiful a blessing comes from Jupiter and no one else in the from the planets in the celestial spheres. So his blessing and abundance is glorious, wonderful. Just name it, but we need to be patient when it comes to Jupiter being with Ketu. We need to be patient and maintain the high moral values of Jupiter, and also Ketu, because Ketu is about the past karma. And Ketu and Jupiter, when you see them in a natal chart, would mean that the past life of the person actually was very Jupiterian. The person had mercy, helped people, did good things to the humanity, had a good mission, and maybe completed it. Maybe we never know for sure, of course, and this can be seen by other details in the horoscope. So Ketu and Jupiter will be together. Maybe we will see opening of new schools. Maybe we will see launching of new university, let's say, programs, change of the education system, because do not forget that at the very same time we're going to have Saturn in his own sign in Capricorn, which will be depending on the country horoscopes, depending on the people's horoscopes, but this can be bringing of justice in any broad sense of the word. So Jupiter Ketu will bring a lot of knowledge and will bring abundance to those who understand the Jupiterian Ketu energies, which will be helping others, not harming others, maintaining high moral values, working and living in harmony with the nature, with the universe, with God, with the Creator, maintaining the beauty of the world, not harming Earth, not harming other people, and having patience to achieve what Jupiter will give us, will denote. This will be a true, true blessing for each one of us, and Ketu, Jupiter together are absolutely good, philosophical, knowledgeable conjunction. Maybe even people who have Sagittarius ascendant, I'm talking about sidereal coordinates, Sagittarius midheaven, Sagittarius moon, Sagittarius sun, Gemini ascendant moon, sun, descendant. Maybe these people will also reach amazing, powerful knowledge or philosophical awakening or a change of the philosophical values. It will work very much on their knowledge and will denote also abundance to them in any good sense. So this is a good conjunction. Now it cannot be compared with the conjunction of Saturn and Ketu, which was fiery, difficult, which blocked the markets, blocked the economy. It was very difficult, devastating conjunction, and I don't have to even tell you about this because you must have experienced it. So this is my comment on Jupiter-Ketu conjunction, which happened in 1889, and many schools and universities were launched during this period. I was amazed when I saw this on the internet, when I was researching this date. So let's hope that our reality will be enriched by real schools, not fake, modern, manipulated education system. I believe it will be good knowledge because of the placement of Saturn, who is coming to bring justice. Justice we will see also all over the world, and the world will change after Saturn moves into his own sign. But I will tell you separately about this, because Saturn deserves special praise and attention. And yes, enjoy from this praise Jupiter, and this will be a very significant event. Look at my other video when I'm also explaining about this. I think it is interesting. I find it fascinating. And in January 2020, I will make the Jupiter talismans, because he enters indeed the sign of Sagittarius in November, but shortly after that, the whole December, he's going to be invisible. So I'm using the moment of his heliacal rise, like his first birth, symbolical birth from the rays of the sun. So not only that he is going to be in his own sign, but it is his first birth. He will be young and potent and full of opportunities to denote to us. Therefore, I'm not making the talismans in November, but I'm waiting for the heliacal birth of Jupiter, to use the most powerful energies of Jupiter in order to make potent and powerful Jupiter talismans. And you can see them on my websites. The links will be under this video. So your comments are very welcome. You can tell me what your thoughts are also on Jupiter in Sagittarius, but certainly people who have Sagittarius, Gemini, even a Pisces, of course, on a key position, Virgo, will benefit from this enormously. So let's see. And yes, and the Saturn in energies in his own sign in January 2020 will play important part into this, to bring justice. Therefore, I really hope that the knowledge that will come will not be corrupted, manipulated. It will be something real. We need this. It is to receive real knowledge is such a difficult battle. It's really, it will be beautiful if we can receive like new ancient knowledge or something beautiful. So thank you for your attention. See you soon.